For many seniors, the peace of the night is often shattered by a sudden, violent, and intensely painful phenomenon: the leg cramp. This involuntary muscle contraction, often seizing the calf, thigh, or foot, can strike without warning, turning rest into a battle against pain. The aftermath, a lingering tender ache, can make the simple act of falling back asleep a formidable challenge. While occasional cramps may be a minor nuisance for some, for a significant portion of the older adult population, they represent a frequent and debilitating disruption to quality of life. The common advice to drink more water or stretch it out is well-intentioned, but often only scratches the surface of a more complex physiological puzzle. The truth is that nocturnal leg cramps are frequently a message from your body, a stark signal of underlying nutritional deficiencies or imbalances that become increasingly common as we age. Changes in metabolism, medication side effects, and altered eating patterns can all conspire to deplete the very nutrients muscles need to function smoothly and remain relaxed. In this video, we will go beyond generic advice to explore 8 powerful specific foods, each acting as a unique key to addressing a different root cause of these painful spasms. Before we continue, I've noticed engagement has dipped a bit. If you're finding this content valuable, please take a moment to like, comment, and share it with your friends. It really helps more people discover the channel. This video is for informational purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice. Always consult a healthcare professional or registered dietitian for personalized guidance. Now, let's begin. When the conversation turns to muscle cramps, potassium is very often the first nutrient that comes to mind, and for a profoundly good reason. This essential mineral is not merely a passive element in the body. It functions as a vital electrolyte, a substance that carries an electrical charge crucial for the most fundamental processes of life. Within the context of muscle function, potassium's role is absolutely indispensable. It resides primarily inside the body's cells, including muscle cells, and it works in a delicate, continuous tango with sodium, which is found mainly outside the cells. This potassium-sodium balance is the cornerstone of what is known as the cellular membrane potential, essentially a tiny electrical charge across the cell wall. This charge is the very mechanism that allows nerves to communicate with muscles. When a nerve signal arrives at a muscle, it triggers a rapid exchange where potassium leaves the cell and sodium enters, a process called depolarization, which is the electrical command for the muscle to contract. For the muscle to then relax, the process must reverse in a repolarization, pumping sodium out and potassium back in. If potassium levels are deficient, a condition known as hypokalemia, this entire elegant system falters. The muscle cells cannot repolarize correctly, leaving them in a state of hyperexcitability and prone to involuntary sustained contractions, what we experience as painful cramps. This deficiency can be exacerbated in seniors due to factors such as the use of certain diuretic medications, often prescribed for high blood pressure, which increase the excretion of water and electrolytes, including potassium, through the kidneys. Furthermore, a reduced appetite or difficulties with chewing can lead to an overall lower intake of potassium-rich foods. This is where the humble banana earns its esteemed reputation as a potassium powerhouse. A single medium-sized banana contains approximately 422 milligrams of potassium, providing a significant portion of the daily adequate intake, AI for adults, which is set at 2,600 milligrams for women and 3,400 milligrams for men. Its soft texture also makes it an exceptionally easy food for seniors to consume, requiring minimal preparation and no chewing difficulties. By consistently incorporating bananas into the diet, one directly addresses one of the primary electrolyte culprits behind muscle cramps. It helps to replenish intracellular potassium stores, thereby supporting the efficient repolarization of muscle cells after contraction and significantly reducing their tendency to spasm involuntarily. The benefits extend beyond just cramp prevention. Adequate potassium intake is also critically important for maintaining healthy blood pressure levels and supporting proper nerve function throughout the body. To integrate this powerful fruit into a daily routine, one might consider slicing a banana over a morning bowl of oatmeal or whole grain cereal, blending it into a creamy and delicious smoothie alongside some plain yogurt and a handful of spinach, or simply keeping a bunch on the counter for a convenient and perfectly portable snack in the afternoon. If potassium is the mineral that helps a muscle contract and then relax, then magnesium is its essential partner that ensures the relaxation phase is deep, sustained, and complete. Often dubbed nature's original muscle relaxant, magnesium is involved in an astonishing number of biochemical reactions within the body, over 300 by some estimates, with muscle and nerve function being among its most critical roles. Magnesium acts as a natural calcium blocker. To understand this, it's important to know that calcium's role is to stimulate muscle fibers to contract by binding to specific proteins. Once calcium is done, magnesium steps in, gently pushing calcium away from those binding sites and allowing the muscle fibers to unwind and relax fully. Without sufficient magnesium, calcium can continue to act uninhibited, leading to muscles that are overexcited, tense, and prone to prolonged painful cramping. This mineral is also a key player in the production and transport of adenosine triphosphate, the primary energy currency of cells. Muscles require a constant supply of ATP to fuel the contraction relaxation cycle. A shortfall can lead to fatigue and cramping. Seniors are particularly susceptible to magnesium deficiency due to a combination of factors, including a potential decline in dietary intake, reduced absorption in the gut, and increased loss through urine, especially if taking certain types of diuretics. Enter spinach, a verdant leafy green that stands as a true magnate of magnesium. Just 1 cup of cooked spinach delivers a whopping 157 milligrams of magnesium, which is nearly 40% of the recommended dietary allowance, RDA, for senior men and almost 50% for women. This incredible density of magnesium makes it one of the most potent dietary sources available. But the benefits of spinach don't stop there. It offers a synergistic nutritional profile that is exceptionally well suited for fighting cramps. It is also a notable source of potassium and contains a meaningful amount of calcium, creating a trifecta of cramp-fighting minerals in a single, low-calorie package. Furthermore, spinach is rich in antioxidants and vitamins that support overall cellular health and reduce inflammation, which can be an indirect contributor to muscle discomfort. Incorporating spinach into one's diet is remarkably versatile. It can be enjoyed raw in salads, though cooking it, lightly steaming or sautéing, actually concentrates the minerals and makes them more bioavailable. A large handful of fresh spinach wilts down dramatically when heated, making it easy to add to omelets, scrambles, soups, stews, and pasta sauces. Blending a handful of raw spinach into a fruit smoothie is another brilliant strategy. The sweetness of fruits, like berries or mangoes, completely masks any vegetal flavor, providing a powerful nutrient boost without altering the taste. While potassium and magnesium often steal the spotlight in discussions about muscle cramps, the role of calcium is equally critical and operates on a different, more mechanistic level. Calcium is the direct trigger for muscle contraction. When a nerve signal reaches a muscle, it causes the release of calcium ions stored within the muscle cell. This flood of calcium binds to specific proteins, troponin and tropomyosin, initiating the intricate process that causes muscle fibers to slide together and shorten. In other words, to contract. For the muscle to then relax, calcium must be pumped back into its storage sites, a process that requires energy and, importantly, relies on a proper balance of other electrolytes. This is where a deficiency or imbalance becomes problematic. If there is insufficient calcium available, the contraction signal can be weak or dysfunctional. However, more commonly, a problem arises not from a lack of calcium for contraction, but from an inability to efficiently clear calcium from the muscle fibers to allow for relaxation. This can lead to muscles that contract, but then lock in a cramped state. Seniors, particularly postmenopausal women, are at a heightened risk for calcium deficiency due to age-related bone density loss and the body's changing ability to absorb and utilize the mineral effectively. Plain yogurt, especially the Greek variety, emerges as an exceptional food source to address this specific need. It is famously rich in highly bioavailable calcium, meaning the body can easily absorb and use it. A single serving of plain Greek yogurt can provide over 20% of the daily calcium requirements, but its benefits for cramp prevention are twofold. First, it directly supplies the calcium necessary for proper muscular function. Second, and just as importantly, yogurt is a natural source of two other key electrolytes, potassium and sodium. This combination ensures that the body has the raw materials not only to initiate a contraction, but, crucially, to end it gracefully. The sodium, often vilified in other contexts, is essential here for maintaining fluid balance and supporting the nerve impulses that control muscles. Furthermore, yogurt is a hydrating food, composed mostly of water, which adds another layer of defense against cramps. For seniors, yogurt also offers the advantage of being soft, easy to eat, and packed with protein, which aids in muscle maintenance and repair. When choosing a yogurt, it is advisable to opt for plain, unsweetened varieties to avoid the inflammatory effects of added sugars, which can counteract the benefits. The tangy flavor can be perfectly balanced by adding fresh berries for antioxidants and fiber, a drizzle of honey, or a sprinkle of magnesium-rich nuts or seeds. Sometimes, the most powerful solutions are the most fundamental. Beyond any specific mineral deficiency, the single most common trigger for muscle cramps, particularly those that strike during the night after a day of activity, is simple dehydration. Muscles are approximately 75% water. Water is not just a filler. It is the medium in which all cellular processes occur. It facilitates the transport of nutrients into cells and the removal of waste products. When the body is even mildly dehydrated, the volume of water in the bloodstream decreases, effectively thickening the blood. This makes it more difficult for the circulatory system to deliver oxygen and essential electrolytes to working muscles and to clear away metabolic byproducts like lactic acid. This compromised environment makes muscle fibers hypersensitive and vastly more prone to involuntary contractions and spasms. Seniors are at a particularly high risk for dehydration for several physiological reasons. The sense of thirst diminishes with age, meaning they may not feel thirsty until they are already significantly dehydrated. Kidney function also changes, reducing the body's ability to conserve water as efficiently. Furthermore, concerns about incontinence or simply reduced mobility, not wanting to make frequent trips to the bathroom, can lead some older adults to consciously or unconsciously limit their fluid intake. This is why watermelon deserves its title as the hydration hero. It is not merely a food that contains water. It is functionally a meal that is also a beverage, comprising over 90% water. Eating a generous serving of watermelon is nearly equivalent to drinking a glass of water, but with the added immense benefit of valuable nutrients. It provides a delightful and efficient 2-for-1, quenching thirst and nourishing the body simultaneously. While it may not be as mineral-dense as a banana or spinach, watermelon does contain meaningful amounts of the cramp-fighting trio: potassium, magnesium, and a small amount of calcium. It is also a unique natural source of L-citrulline, an amino acid that some research suggests may improve blood flow and circulation by helping to relax blood vessels. Improved circulation means better delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the muscles and more efficient removal of waste products, creating a much less cramp-prone environment within the muscle tissue. The beauty of watermelon for seniors lies in its accessibility. It is sweet, refreshing, soft, easy to chew, and typically very appealing. It can be cubed for a simple snack, blended into a chilled hydrating soup, or juiced while retaining the fiber-rich pulp for a quick and easy way to consume fluids. Having a few slices of watermelon in the evening can serve as a potent hydrating ritual, helping to top off fluid levels before a long night and acting as a delicious, natural preventative measure against the dehydration that so often whispers to muscles to seize up in the dark. While individual nutrients are crucial, the body operates on synergy. It is the harmonious interplay of multiple minerals, vitamins, and energy sources that creates true physiological resilience. This is where the sweet potato distinguishes itself not as a specialist in a single mineral, but as a comprehensive all-round nutritional engine designed to support muscle health on multiple fronts simultaneously. First and foremost, the sweet potato is an outstanding source of complex carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, which is stored in the muscles and liver as glycogen. This glycogen is the primary fuel source for muscles during activity. When glycogen stores are depleted, a common occurrence after a day of walking, gardening, or even just routine tasks, muscles become fatigued. Fatigued muscles are far more susceptible to cramps and spasms, as their energy-dependent processes, like pumping calcium back into storage to facilitate relaxation, begin to falter. By providing a sustained release of energy, the complex carbs in sweet potatoes help maintain muscle glycogen levels, preventing the fatigue that is a prime precursor to cramping. Beyond its role as a superior energy source, the sweet potato delivers a powerful payload of electrolytes. It is phenomenally rich in potassium, with one medium-baked sweet potato providing nearly twice the potassium of a banana. It is also a very good source of magnesium and contains a modest amount of calcium. This broad-spectrum electrolyte profile means that consuming a sweet potato is like providing the body's muscular system with a complete toolkit. It has the potassium to maintain proper nerve signaling and cellular electrical balance, the magnesium to ensure muscles can relax fully after contraction, and the calcium to correctly initiate the contraction process in the first place. This combination, fueled by the steady energy from complex carbohydrates, makes the sweet potato an exceptionally effective food for preventing cramps, especially for active seniors who may be depleting their electrolyte and energy stores throughout the day. Its vibrant orange color is a testament to its high beta-carotene content, a powerful antioxidant that helps combat oxidative stress and inflammation in muscle tissues. Preparation is simple and versatile. Baking, roasting, or mashing preserves its nutrients and creates a soft, palatable food that is easy to digest. The conversation around muscle cramps typically focuses intently on the muscles themselves and the electrolytes that direct them. However, the commands that tell a muscle to contract or relax do not originate within the muscle. They are transmitted from the brain through a complex network of nerves. If these nerves are damaged, inflamed, or poorly insulated, the signals can become distorted, misfired, or interrupted, leading to involuntary muscle contractions, twitching, and cramping. This neurological component is a significant factor for many seniors, as conditions like peripheral neuropathy become more common with age. This is where the avocado introduces a completely unique and vital dimension to cramp prevention: the critical role of healthy fats in neurological integrity and nerve health. Avocados are famously rich in monounsaturated fats, which are celebrated for their heart-healthy properties, but their benefit for the nervous system is equally profound. Nerves are insulated by a protective sheath called myelin, which functions much like the plastic coating on an electrical wire. This myelin sheath allows nerve impulses to travel quickly and efficiently from the brain to the muscles without short-circuiting. The body requires healthy fats to build and maintain this essential insulation. Avocados provide these precise building blocks. The fats in avocados support the body's ability to maintain and repair the myelin sheath, ensuring that the signals commanding muscle movement are clear, strong, and accurate. A well-insulated nerve is far less likely to fire erratically and cause an involuntary muscle spasm. Furthermore, in a remarkable synergy, the avocado is also one of the most potassium-dense fruits available, even surpassing the banana. A single whole avocado can provide over 700 milligrams of potassium, making it an electrolyte powerhouse in its own right. This unique combination, potassium for direct muscular and electrolyte function, and healthy fats for underlying neurological health, makes the avocado a dual-action superfood for combating cramps. Its creamy, soft texture is also ideal for seniors who may have dental or chewing difficulties. It can be mashed and spread on whole grain toast, sliced into salads, blended into smoothies for a rich consistency, or simply enjoyed with a spoon. Often, the most potent solutions come in small packages, and pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas, are a perfect testament to this adage. While they are rightfully celebrated for their magnesium content, a 1-ounce serving provides about 37% of the RDA. Their more unique and compelling value in the fight against muscle cramps lies in their extraordinary zinc content and the powerful synergistic relationship between these two minerals. Zinc is a trace element that plays an indispensable role in hundreds of enzymatic reactions throughout the body, many of which are directly involved in cellular repair, protein synthesis, and immune function. For muscle health specifically, zinc is a critical cofactor for enzymes that are involved in the metabolism of proteins and the rebuilding of muscle tissue. After muscles are stressed or undergo minor microtears from daily activity, zinc is essential for their proper repair and recovery. Muscles that are not adequately repaired are weaker, more prone to fatigue, and consequently, more susceptible to cramping. Furthermore, zinc interacts closely with the nervous system and is involved in the regulation of neurotransmitters, which can influence nerve signal stability. This is where the magic of synergy with magnesium comes into play. Magnesium is crucial for the relaxation phase of the muscle cycle and for energy production. When combined with zinc's role in tissue repair and neurological health, these two minerals create a comprehensive support system for the entire neuromuscular unit. A deficiency in one can impair the function of the other, making a food source that is rich in both exceptionally valuable. Pumpkin seeds are one of the very best natural sources of this powerful combination. For seniors, ensuring adequate zinc intake is particularly important, as absorption can decrease with age. Munching on a small handful of pumpkin seeds provides a concentrated dose of both magnesium and zinc, directly supporting the body's ability to repair muscle tissue, maintain stable nerve function, and facilitate deep muscular relaxation. Their portability makes them an excellent snack. They can also be toasted lightly to enhance their flavor and sprinkled over salads, yogurt, or oatmeal, adding a satisfying crunch and a massive nutritional payoff. The final food on our list is, technically, a beverage, but its nutritional profile is so distinct and powerful that it earns its place as a strategic dietary tool for cramp prevention. For seniors who engage in any level of physical activity, be it a daily walk, water aerobics, gardening, or even extended periods of shopping, the subsequent loss of fluids and electrolytes through sweat can set the stage for painful nighttime cramps. While plain water is essential for rehydration, it does not replace the electrolytes lost through perspiration. This is where processed sports drinks often come in, but they are typically loaded with artificial colors, flavors, and high fructose corn syrup. Coconut water presents itself as a completely natural plant-based alternative for rapid and effective electrolyte replenishment. It is the clear liquid found inside young green coconuts and has been used for centuries in tropical regions as a natural way to rehydrate and restore vitality. Coconut water's primary benefit is its electrolyte content, which mirrors the electrolyte composition of human plasma in many ways. It is exceptionally rich in potassium, often containing more per serving than a sports drink, and sometimes even more than a banana. It also contains readily available amounts of sodium, magnesium, calcium, and phosphorus. This balanced combination is key. Sodium, often lost in significant amounts through sweat, is crucial for maintaining fluid balance outside cells and works in concert with potassium to maintain proper nerve function and prevent cramping. Replenishing both after exertion is critical. Furthermore, coconut water provides a small amount of natural sugars, glucose and fructose, which help to facilitate the absorption of sodium and water in the small intestine, making rehydration more efficient, while also providing a quick source of energy to replenish diminished glycogen stores. For a senior who has spent an afternoon working in the garden or taken a long walk, drinking a glass of natural, unsweetened coconut water within an hour afterward can be a highly effective strategy to flood the system with the exact electrolytes lost. Rehydrate the muscles thoroughly and preemptively. Stop the cramping process before it has a chance to begin hours later at night. It is a refreshing, natural, and targeted intervention that addresses the specific physiological consequences of activity, closing the loop on a comprehensive dietary defense against leg cramps. Banishing nocturnal leg cramps requires moving beyond temporary fixes and building a strategic, nutrition-based foundation. As we have explored, these painful spasms are rarely caused by a single factor. Rather, they result from a complex interplay of hydration, electrolyte balance, nerve function, and muscle energy. The 8 foods detailed here each provide a unique, complementary key to addressing different aspects of this puzzle. Together, they work in harmony to nourish and protect the neuromuscular system. The path to cramp-free nights is not found in a single magic bullet, but in a vibrant, varied diet. By consciously and consistently incorporating these dietary champions into your meals and snacks, you equip your body with the essential tools it needs to maintain balance between nerves and muscles. Pair this nutritional strategy with proper hydration throughout the day and gentle calf stretches before bed, and you create a powerful, multifaceted defense, transforming the hope of a peaceful, uninterrupted night's sleep into a reality.